up, Marvel movie geeks? Welcome back to the Geek Man Cave and welcome back to Infinity Week. Yes, a week of non-stop content on the Geek Man Cave to hype ourselves up for Infinity War. So, today's episode is a custom build, a movie prop from Infinity War that I cannot wait to share with you. Today, guys, we are going to recreate Thor's new weapon. So, Thor's weapon in the old films was... Hang on, it's hanging up on my wall. 2 seconds. So, this has been Thor's weapon of choice throughout the movies, Mjolnir, his magical hammer given to him by his father that helps him control his powers. However, in the events of Thor Ragnarok, his sister Hela destroys the hammer, leaving Thor completely weaponless. And from what we've seen from the trailers, it looks like Thanos turns up to Thor and gives him a bit of a beating. He then teams up with the Guardians of the Galaxy and goes off on a secret mission. Now, thanks to product release, images, and a few online leaks, we know that the hammer that he will be getting is Stormbreaker, a throwback to Beta Ray Bill's hammer from the comics. So, as you can see, this hammer looks huge. The only thing that I've got is this. This is the Thor that I received from the Disney Infinity Deluxe figure set. As you can see, he's holding Stormbreaker here. This is the only kind of thing I've seen in the UK of actual product of this item. And as you can see, if we are comparing this to the size of Thor, this hammer is huge. It is absolutely huge. You're looking at least a meter long. So as you can see, he's got his hammer kind of style here with the axe on the end with a load of engravings. You can't really see it on you, but from images you can see that it has Asgardian text. Then we have these branches wrapped around, which is obviously from Groot, which I absolutely love that effect. And then we have some rope tied around it for his handle, and then it comes down at the back. So as you can see, in regards to scale, this hammer is absolutely huge compared to Mjolnir. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to create this to 1-to-1 scale. That means it's going to be the same size. So, it's going to be huge. It's going to be at least a meter long. So guys, this build, I've only used everyday items. You're only going to need a few things. So without further ado, let's help Thor create a new weapon to take down Thanos. So here are the items you're going to need for today's build, guys. Not very expensive, less than £25. So let's get in. So for your hammer, you're going to need some solid foam. So I'm using this £1 yoga foam brick. You can pick them up on eBay or Amazon for really cheap. It's a great shape and you can just cut straight into it because it's foam. Really nice shape and it's got the detailing already on the curved edges, which is awesome. Then you're going to need some other types of foam, such as 2mm thick craft foam for your detailing. You're also going to need some 5mm thicker foam for your axe. So I got some big play mats. You can get them dirt cheap at the moment this time of year. I've also got some littler ones as well. You're also going to need some PVA glue and paper to do the paper mache part, plus some brown paint. I picked up this craft wire for the wire wrapped around the handle. You can pick it up in Walmart for quite cheap. I think it's about 70p. Some duct tape. Some kitchen foil to do the root kind of Groot effect around the handle. Some everyday items, some spray, some paint, cutting tools, etc. Now for the handle, guys, it's entirely up to you what you choose. Now because I want this 1-to-1 scale, I saw this in my local Walmart. It was about $6.59. It is a pickaxe wooden handle and it is perfect size and weight for what I was looking for. It is really, really cheap, really good to use, and it'll help me to get that scale that I was looking for. But there is no reason why, if you want to make a smaller version, you could obviously use a toy axe handle like we did for the Loki scepter. So with that done, let's get started. First, you're going to need to get your foam brick and to cut it the size down to the size you want. Use images in the link below to help you look at the kind of shape you're looking for. I'm using my drill tool just to saw off the edges to get that shape that I want and cut it down. Sand it and cut it down to get the shape you want. Now that I've got the shape that I want, I'm just going to lay it flat on that bigger foam and draw freehand the axe that I want. Again, I'm using my images to help me to get that shape that I want, and I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of this together. So once you've got your hammer part plus the 2 bits of flat foam, we're going to need that middle section to have that kind of join part that kind of comes out. So I just found an old box lying around my house, a cuboid kind of shape out, just to go in the middle, and that looks perfect. Really nice, like how that turns out. Great thing with the box as well is that your stick can go straight up into the middle and then you can just fit it into place. So onto the hammerhead. Now I'm going to add the detailing. So first of all, I'm going to sand down those edges to get that really nice curved edge to the hammer. And then I'm just going to be drawing out some patterns using the 2mm foam to hot glue it on to get that nice hammer detail that we see in the images. So with those pieces glued on, I'm happy with the shape. Now what I want to do is to get the circle Asgardian symbol on the back of the hammer. So again, I'm just going to cut out a circle shape using some everyday items, and then just hot glue a piece of 2mm foam on there, and then just etch in the design. Now the axe itself comes in at an angle, so what we're going to do, guys, to get that cool angle, we're going to cut a piece of foam, measure this middle part of the axe, cut out a piece of foam and hot glue it into place. Just bend it over like this, make sure it's the same size, because then what we can do, we can hot glue the top part and that part together to get that cool kind of arching out axe effect. So to do the detail on the axe, I stuck in a few pieces of 2mm foam. I used my drill bit to get that etching into the design, those engravings, but it didn't work. So I'm using a soldering iron, so please be very, very careful, guys, as this is extremely hot. Freehand drew the design using the images in the description to help me, and then basically soldered into the foam, melted the foam, those parts, to really bring that sort of engraved effect into the foam. So with the axe and the hammer done, it's the middle section now. So again, I'm just going to use a leftover piece of the foam yoga brick to stick on the side, because there is a section that attaches the hammer to the middle section. So that will be great, just hot glued straight on there. And then I'm just going to use some 2mm foam, freehand draw using the images to help me to get the pattern and design onto the cardboard box. So I noticed on the top of the hammer is two kind of arching spikes that spike out. So guys, I'm just using two pieces of 5mm foam, and I'm just cutting some shapes out of the top and stick them on the top. Then I'm hot gluing it all together. As you can see, that detailing from the solder looks really, really nice. It's really starting to take place. Now that that's done, you can see the only problem is I have some gaps where the axe is going to be. So I'm going to be just hot gluing some foam over the top of that to seal it in place. Just drawing the shape out and hot gluing it straight on. now we just need to get that branch effect wrapped around your hammer. So I'm going to be using some everyday kitchen foil and scrunching it up to get those shapes I want. I've seen this before on a custom made Gandalf staff, so I thought this would be a nice effect to add as well. The great thing with the foil is you can mold it into shape. However, you won't be able to hot glue it or stick it on and paint over it because it won't work. So wrap around the shape you want and then use your craft wire to wrap around the part you want to have the wire wrapped around, and then all that's left to do is to PVA glue and paper mache the entire handle of the hammer. That will seal in the hammer and the stick, and it will stick everything together. I've also hot glued the stick to the hammer as well, and I've even added 2 nails into the hammer either side and a bolt just to hold it into place. I'm also adding a bit of kitchen foil to the base because the base also looks really rugged too. The great thing with the PVA as well is the paper mache seals it in place, giving it extra strength. Now, this is an extra thing. You don't need to do it, but I'm doing it to help seal everything in. I am going to give the entire axe a covering in Plasti Dip. Now, you can pick this up for about £10 online. It is basically a rubber adhesive spray, and when you spray the axe, it seals it in place, giving it that rubber effect. I think it worked really well with the wood effect and to bring that metal kind of look to the hammer. All you need to do then, guys, is to use some acrylic brown paint. I mixed a bit of black with mine to get that wood effect and paint your wooden part. Add as much detail as you want, and then all you need to do, grey primer and grey metallic spray on the top of the axe, and you are ready to go. And there we have it, Thor's hammer. Super pleased with how this came out, guys. It is absolutely massive. Look at the size on this thing. It is huge. I love it. And because we used that wooden pickaxe, it's really weighty as well. Really nice. Got a great weight to it. Really happy with how this came out, guys. Set together quite nicely. And all quite cheap materials. This cost me less than £25 to make. Super pleased with how this came out. As you can see, I've gone over with pen with detail there, and where you can see where I used the solder, you can really see that engraved detail. There are a few changes I would have made, but overall I am very pleased with, I gotta go like this because I'm gonna end up knocking my man cave. Very pleased with how this turned out. Super cool custom collectible to cosplay with. I wouldn't go turning up to any movie premieres with this. You may get taken down by some security guards. But guys, really happy with this build. I hope you like this video, guys, and don't forget my competition is running this week. So for those of you who don't know what the competition is, basically all you need to do, guys, is to like and comment any of my Infinity Week videos, including this video, and I will choose at the end of it 3 lucky winners to receive 6 custom painted Infinity Stones, 1 for each stones, and they are the stones that I use on my Infinity Gauntlet video, which is coming very soon, geeks, do not worry. So you could be within a chance of winning yourself 6 Infinity Stones for your man cave or to cosplay with, or to use when you build your gauntlet. So don't forget, like any of the videos in Infinity Week and comment down below. I will announce the winners on Friday. So, only thing left to do is to test this bad boy out. And remember, geeks, it's your cave, your rules, and I'll see you next time.